Hi everyone, it's Gull Khan here, your money mindset expert, and we are talking about why it's easier to make a million than it is to make a living. So while people hop on, I'm going to actually go in and share this into my Facebook page as well, so that other people can join on. I don't know if it can, because things are playing up as usual. What can I do? It always does happen, isn't it? Oh, it's here now, so lovely. Let me just share that. That's it. Now, and then we share it again in there we are, shared. So it shared. Hi Yasmin, so good, nice of you to join me, my lovely. Awesome. And you know what, we'll go live in Instagram too, so we'll do that also. Oh, hi Melanie. So we'll just say again. Welcome everyone on Instagram. So welcome everybody. We are talking today about, hi Melanie, hi Yasmin. We are talking about why it's easier to make $1 million or €1 million or £1 million than it is actually to, to make a living. So hi Linda, so nice for you to join me, guys. Who am I? So my name is Gull Khan, and I'm a money mindset expert, and I help entrepreneurs like yourselves to break free from your limiting beliefs, to reverse your money shame, and to blast through your money blocks so that you can live a life of unlimited abundance. So we are talking about something which is really close to my heart. And hi Linda, hi Melanie, nice of you guys to join me, and hi Hazim, thank you for joining me today, my lovely. And Barry's here and Matty's here. Oh good, we're getting loads of people joining on Facebook and on Instagram, which is awesome. So while people hop on, I'm going to actually read my favorite quotes. So I love Richard Carlton. I think he's a brilliant writer, absolutely fantastic writer. And I have used a lot of his quotes in my materials. So I'm going to read his quote. And I absolutely live by this quote. And I want to share it with you guys, okay? So he says, passion for life and for our work is a critical element of success and abundance. Passion is a virtually unstoppable attitudinal force that generates energy, creativity, and productivity. When you love what you do, it's difficult not to succeed. And I absolutely believe this to be true. There is no way if you love what you do, that you will not succeed. It may take time, true. It won't happen overnight. You will have to put, the effort and time in, but you will succeed. So that's the basic of, today's talk. So I'm going to talk about today clearly why I personally believe, and I've seen it happen for other people too, why it's actually a lot easier to make $1 million than it is to make a living on a day-to-day basis. And I'm going to go through the reasons why. So let's start with, and I've got my notes today, because it's a big topic to cover, and I wanted to make sure that I don't forget something, or because I do talk fast and I don't forget something. So let's get going with that. So when we're talking about and I've got my because I'm dyslexic, I have to do my my mind map. So my mind map's here as well. So awesome. Okay, so let's get cracking with this. First of all, $1 million versus making a living. So generally, when you set out to normally to live your life, what should be your aim? So we've got more people joining, which is awesome. Hi Matty, oh fantastic for joining me. And Wahid's here and Lois is here. Awesome. So we've got a few people more. Awesome. Okay, so let's get cracking with let's talk about how you make a living and how you make $1 million. Okay, so let's do a distinction. So when you make a living, how do you normally make a living? Okay, so you normally make a living by doing a 9-to-5, or you become self-employed and you do something that you think you can actually make money from, either becoming a tutor or something else or whatever else. But you're generally, most people, the majority of people live a 9-to-5 life. So how they make a living, by the way, I'm talking about making a living. Okay, so when you make, go out, do a 9-to-5 or 9-to-6 or whatever it is, you go to school, get an education, then go and get a job, and and then get another job and whatever, and even your pay increases in small increments. It doesn't have a big jump because obviously the experience and blah blah so forth. Okay, so you make a living by going to a job, right? Agreed, right? Okay, so there's a limitation on time. You have to do the 9-to-5. You have to do the commute. You have the holidays you can take, and the kind of lifestyle you can actually have is limited to what's allowed in your job. Agreed? Right? Okay, so this isn't the answer of what you do with a 9 to 5. And actually, most people who are in a 9 to 5, what do they normally do? They can't wait to get to a Friday evening. And especially here in the UK, they'll be hanging out in pubs or in bars, and they're trying to forget the weekly worries and de-stress themselves, and that's how they live. So that's kind of the lifestyle they live. The thought of actually having personal growth or growing themselves or reading and developing the mind is not that frequent. If actually anything, very few people actually read, and it's known fact that very few people actually read after they leave university. That's if they manage to go to university. Even if they have, you could be an avid reader at university, but by the time you're mid-30s and you're actually 9 to 5 job, you do very little reading. Okay, unless it's for your work or you need to do a compulsory reading, you don't tend to very little leisure reading. So there's not much personal growth. There tends to be actually, if anything, most people you find stagnant in their growth. Okay. Oh, thank you. On my way to change. I don't know what your name is, but thank you. That's a very nice compliment. You're on. Thank you. Okay, so that's how you make a living. Okay, now contrast is with how you make $1 million. So in order for you to make $1 million, you have to set up a business. You can't do it through a job. You all know that. Okay, for you to make $1 million, you have to do it through some sort of business, some sort of form of a business you'll do. Now, if you're doing it, hi, Reed. And Linda says, yes, okay. So when you're making $1 million, you have to do it through a business, and that could be anything. When I know a lot of people actually have gone into property and investing and so forth. So you can do share trading, you can do property investing, you can set up a side business and so forth. Okay, but you need some form of business to actually grow a business. Okay, if you want to make $1 million, if you have your intentions set on making $1 million, that's the first thing that you'll do. You know they have to make a business, and then therefore you go out and get the skills necessary. So if you want to do property investing or if you want to do actually share investing or cryptocurrency, whatever, you'll actually learn. So there has to be an element of growth. Okay, see the difference already. You have to grow in some form or way. Secondly, if you are thinking of growing as a business, even if subconsciously you end up looking for ways to grow, so you have to grow. So a lot of people, entrepreneurs, will read personal growth books, will actually go to someone like Tony Robbins and learn from him and other books and so forth. So that's basically, I don't want to go too much into the mindset of a millionaire. I'm just going to give you just a contrast of what we'll do. So you'll read more, okay? And generally long term, you'll have a long-term plan. Okay, I want to make X amount of dollars. I want to do this, and that's how you'll grow. That's how you'll start. That's the starting process. Okay, let's go from that. Hi, Rola. Nice to meet you. Join on the lovely Ola. Okay, so now let's look at the motivation. So when you make a living, what's the motivation? Paying the bills, right? Most people's motivation for going to 9 to 5, even if you're passionate about teaching, even if you're passionate about being a police officer, even if you're passionate about helping people as a doctor, even if you were, as I was, passionate about talking and and helping people with their problems as a lawyer, and after a certain period of time, what does your motivation become? It becomes paying the bills. That's it. Point blank, being very honest, your motivation is getting the money at the end of the month and paying the damn bills. That's your damn motivation, right? Right. Okay. Now contrast that with making your motivation for making $1 million. Okay. Contrast that with making $1 million. And with $1 million, you have obviously you know for a fact that if you make $1 million, if you that path, you're going to get time freedom, you're going to get money freedom, you're going to get location freedom. So you're not bogged down with with the location where you have to work. You're not bogged down with when you can take time off. You can work around your schedule. We're chill. Like as I work around my schedule, I've been working and actually made more money in August than I did in previous months. August has been my best month, by the way, and it's been working semi-part-time around my children who have been home, and we've been doing stuff. So that's the freedom you get when you have a business, right? Okay, so that's the next thing. And the last thing is when you have location freedom, I'd have to go to intercity or whatever else where I used to go, or Docklands where I used to work. I have to go there. I can be home around my children and do that. So true. Just finishing the end of the month safe and do it over again. Exactly, Rola. That's what most people do. So the motivation is just to pay bills, but for $1 million, the motivation is a lot more stronger. It's a lot more deeper. And I'm going to go into reason why it's so much more powerful in a bit. So just bear with me because I'm getting through the basics first. I want to highlight to you, if you're not already aware, why how you make your living and how you make $1 million. Because then, when I first say this comment, most people would turn around and look at me and think, what the hell am I saying? Okay, because why is it easier to make $1 million rather than a living? And I'm just explaining why. So first of all, understand how you make $1 million and how you make a living. That's first of all. Second of all, what motivates you to make a living and what motivates you to make $1 million? Again, another difference. Okay, the next thing you want to understand is why this is so powerful. Now I'm going to when you make $1 million, one of the things that you can actually finally get to do is actually contribute. Hi, Annette, my lovely. It's so nice of joining us, my lovely. Where are we? Yeah, on late, we'll catch you. But no problem, no problem. Sabine, hi, how are you? Okay, you had the greatest, August was a great month. Awesome, Sabine, fantastic. So Sabine's one of my clients, by the way. So awesome to hear, my lovely, great. Okay, so coming back to this point. Now let's talk about, why the need for contribution, which you can only do satisfactorily when you are on the path to making millions. So I'm gonna go in a bit, explain why that's important, but I want to address the difference and why it's more difficult to make a living than it is to make $1 million by first addressing the 6 human needs. Okay, so I'm going to show you if you can. I wonder if you guys can see it. Can you see this triangle? Can you see it? Can you see this triangle? Right, I hope you can see this triangle, right? Okay, so I hope you can see this triangle. Awesome. Okay, so let's talk about the 6 human needs, and that's really, really, really powerful. And this will all these pieces I'm talking about will come together at the end. So bear with me, just go with me for the time being. I've got a lot to cover, so I'm a bit, speaking fast, but I will speak fast anyway. Okay, awesome. So let's go with the 6 human basic needs, which are necessary for everybody. The first basic human need is called the physiology need. The basic needs are physiology needs, okay? That's where you need food, water, warmth, and rest, okay? That's the basic need that everybody needs. The next one after that is safety and security, okay? These two, the first 2 layers are actually called the basic needs. If you don't have them, you can't think of anything else. If you're hungry, you can't think of love or anything else. You just need food, you need water, you need safety and security. Those are the 2 layers which are absolute basics. I'm not gonna go too much into that, but everybody understand that. The next one after that, and then the third layer is called belongingness and love, okay? So you need love and affection. So this is where you need love, family, where you have the need for family, friends, to be accepted, to be a part of a tribe, to be a part of a community. This is this is the 3rd layer, okay? And this is really, really essential also, okay? Oh, you love my dress. Oh, thank you, Rola. Sabine says yes. Okay, small but yes. Okay, I just wanted you to understand the triangle bit, that's all. Okay, awesome. So that is where you need, that's also intimate relation. That's why we have the need, by the way, this is the reason why we have the need to find a mate. So people say, I'm happy being single. Actually, they're lying to you, because actually deep down, they have to be truthful. Hi, Rizwan, my lovely. You have to be truthful. You do need a partner. You do need somebody. It's okay to stay by yourself for a short period of time, but it's in-bit human need to have a partner, to have an intimate relationship. Even if you're not sexual, you need to have that closeness relationship like that, okay? And that's why it's vital for you. And this is the base, and this comes straight after safety and security. So this is why it's essential. Okay, that's the third need. Thereafter, the 4th need is prestige. It's called self-esteem. Okay, so it's called esteem need. Okay, and this includes prestige feeling and feeling of accomplishment. And this is necessary for everybody. So once you have your first 3 needs met, then you want to accomplish something. Then you want to be known for something. Then you want to know, people to know that, praise you, that you're good at X, Y, and Z. And, you will try and be the best at your job, or if you're playing an instrument, or if you do something, you want to be good at something, and you want people to recognize it, okay? Every single person has this need, okay? That's that's number 4. And these 2, so belongingness and love and esteem needs, these are psychological needs, okay? The first 2 were basic needs. These 2 are psychological needs, okay? Now, number 5, okay? Number 5 is actually called self-actualization. Let me repeat that. Number 5 is self-actualization. It's where you're achieving your full potential. It's where actually growing. It's actually growing as a person. So you know that you've grown. If you stay stagnant at a particular level of growth, you will get bored. And this is why people get bored. And they then, people heard a lot, for example, people get success very quickly. They go off the rails because they don't know what to do. Okay, I had this much money. I've got this and that. What do I do now? What's next? Is this it? Kind of a thing. Everybody has this need to grow. Everybody does. So this is the next part. So this is where you have to grow. Again, remember, this need is met when you're trying to be a millionaire. When you're working towards becoming a millionaire. If you're working as a 9-to-5 and just fulfilling your basic needs, you switch this brain off, and the need to grow is the one that's actually stagnant for most people. Most people who are actually doing 9-to-5s, and even if they are middle class, they sit in front of the TV and that's it, zone out, or they go on the pub or the club, they have a couple of drinks with their friends and whatever, and that's it. No personal growth. Okay, so this is one of the growth needs which is not met when you're making a living. It's actually met when you're actually trying to achieve something, be it $1 million. I mean, I'm a money mindset expert, so I talk about millions, but it's whatever achieving. If you want to become a musician, if you want to be a writer, whatever, okay? This is a need that has to be met when you are trying to achieve something, and you will only be pushed to do it when you're trying to do something. So this is really, really powerful. And the last one, number 6, and these last two, by the way, are called self-fulfillment needs. Okay, so the number 5, self-actualization, and number 6, excuse me, let me have some water. Number 6 is called contribution. Now, in you personally, every single person has this inherent need to contribute. This is the reason why we have to, procreate. We have this need to actually have more children, so that we leave a legacy behind. This is the need where you feel like you have to make someone happy. And by the way, and all of you can own up to this. When you achieve something, you have some sort of success. You do something for you, and especially for those of you who are coaches. By the way, I want to ask you this. Yeah, that's it. It's Maslow's pyramid. It is, my lovely. So imagine this: I'm not talking about your children, because obviously when your children achieve something, you're very happy anyway. So I'm not using that example. But for those of you who are coaches and trainers, when your client achieves a particular success, are you not more happy? Are you not more happy? I mean, my clients, and I have a story after story, which who have done phenomenally well. When my clients achieve success, I'm jumping for joy. Not because they are going to give me any more money, because they already paid me for my services, but because they are fulfilling their life. They're actually achieving something. So I feel like I've contributed. Do you see how powerful this is? Do you see how powerful this is? It's unbelievable when I see my clients doing it, and it gives me more motivation to help more people. Everyone says 95% zoned out and doing 9 to 5 is stuck in that way. Yeah, absolutely, Viola. That's the problem. That's the problem we get. Now, coming back to this contribution thing, we want to contribute. Now, if you're working in 9 to 5, how much can you possibly contribute? You can probably give you some time. But again, remember, in 9 to 5, you are time poor because you have very little time, because you are working 9 to 5 and you are probably doing more hours with, and then you'd be stressed out. How much time do you have left over to actually go to maybe a soup kitchen or, volunteer with your time? Okay, not much. Also with money, how much money do you have left over to be able to pay in these courses that you want to? Few pounds, maybe 10, 20 pounds, maybe 50 pounds a month? Not much, right? Now, when you are on the path to making millions, and when you're making millions, guess what that will do? You will be able to contribute with your time if you want to, because you have the time freedom. Also, you'll be able to contribute with your money because you are making millions. So you're able to give 10. I mean, I advocate giving 10% of your income to wherever you are, to start giving 10% of your income to a particular cause, whatever cause it is. Again, so you're contributing what? With your income and with your time, right? Okay, so guess what? Your 6th need, the need for content, is also met. And by the way, that can only come after all of them. So there's a pyramid for a reason. You have to meet each of these needs first before you get to the top one, okay? So guess what? That's so important. Now, coming back to the example of why this is important in this scenario. So if you're making millions, look what you can contribute to, and look where you can do what you can do with $1 million. Now that we addressed the basic needs, now I'm an energy healer and an energy worker at my core. So let me bring it back to energy and why this helps you in your energy, okay? So where are we? Wait a minute. Okay, so this is reason why. Okay, here we are. So this is the reason why, when you have it from an energy perspective, when you're from an energy point of view, when you are actually making, let's see what's happening here. Then it says, I am happy when I find a job for one of my nannies. Absolutely not. And totally, it is absolutely true. You will get more joy when one of your clients succeeds and actually does better. Hi, Ali. Bonjour, Ali. So, okay. So now this is another truth bomb which I'm about to tell you. When you are actually lined up and doing something you're passionate about, okay? So let's go and basically, everybody knows, if you are passionate about something, you do it because doing the act makes you happy, not because you're going to make money from it. Okay, so this turns out to be, with most cases, when you want to be a teacher, whatever. Unfortunately, the love dies out quite early on because of office politics. Not because you don't like teaching anymore, because the office environment, the office politics, other things that go on. But in your own business, okay, you get to choose whatever you want to do, and the passion remains. So I'm passionate about helping people. I'm passionate about talking to people. I'm passionate about teaching people about money. That never dies down. Yes, I meet awful people. Yes, I can meet somebody who's not aligned with me and whatever. It's fine. I bless them and I move on. I don't stay stuck in that energy. I don't have to continue working with them. See the difference? So I have to stay, and my passion for my work doesn't go because I meet 1 or 2 wrong people. Whereas in the work environment, that probably drains away your whole entire energy. For me, when I'm making, because I know I'm on my path to making millions. And I saw a quote this morning, which I thought was fantastic. When people throw stones at you, don't throw them back. Don't get revenge. Pick the stones up and use those stones to build your empire. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I've had enough stones thrown at me by, business partners, to mentors, to God knows, you name it. I've had rubbish thrown at me unnecessarily, by the way. I was like, I was taken back thinking, what happened here? But instead of reacting, instead of reacting, I responded by blessing them, forgiving them, blessing them, moving on, and using those stones to build my business. And actually, every time someone's done that to me, my business increases and actually, it's brought more money in. So that's how you should respond back. Anyway, coming back to this point. So the idea is, when you are passionate about something, you do it because just for the sake of doing it, whether you have money for it or not. So if you're passionate about writing, if you're passionate about singing, if you're passionate about, sewing something, if you're passionate about doing some drawing or painting, whatever you want to do, as long as you're passionate about it, guess what? You will be able to, when you do it, it doesn't matter how much you get paid. You'll do it regardless. First of all, okay, so you do it because you're having fun. Now, the beauty of it, and now this is the kicker, okay? When you do something when you're happy and you're passionate about, guess what you end up doing? You end up being happy, okay? You end up being happy. Now, money, you don't get happy because you make money. You make money because you're happy. Let me repeat that. You don't get happy after you make money. You make money because you're happy. And guess what this will do? So when you're in alignment with your passion, when you're actually monetizing your passion, you're actually using what you're good at and what you naturally do anyway, even if you weren't being paid, then you end up happening is that you end up making, getting happy doing what you're doing. And then because you're in this high vibration, you create this amazing energy around you. Guess what you'll do? By using the law of attraction, more will come. Okay, that's the first reason why. And there's a second reason why as well. So what we'll do is, when you're passionate about something and you're naturally good at something, what will happen is you'll be successful at it. So you do something and you're good at it. Okay, you're good at something. So what we'll do, when you have, there's a saying that Tony Robbins says, energy flows where focus goes. So when you are successful, even small mini successes help you, because when you are successful at it, you actually do more of it. You want more of it. Okay, you get the buzz, you get the feeling. But not only that, the law of attraction you will notice the fact that you're successful at something. You're doing this and you're good at it, and then it will bring, guess what, more of. The more you think about your success, the more you get happy about your success, the more the law of attraction will reciprocate more for you and will bring more and more success and prosperity towards you in that field. Okay, that's the beauty of it. That's why it's easier. It gets easier and easier and easier to monetize your passion and get better and better at it and get paid more and more for it, to make more and more money, because more and more money comes to you. As money starts growing, as money starts coming to you, as you become successful, more law of attraction picks up your energy around it, picks up your vibe and thinks, okay, more needs to come, and more clients come that way, more energy starts flowing, and you end up expanding the amount of money you make and actually increasing your rate or whatever you're doing, and actually increasing your business, then your business takes off pretty much. Okay, so the idea is success breeds success. So as you become successful with your business, more success comes your way, and then it increases. And it's easier because guess what now you're doing? You're using the law of attraction on your side. You're actually using energetically, you're aligned with it. So not only are you happy doing what you do, the law of attraction picks up that you're happy doing what you do. You're successful what you're doing. So it allows you to have more success. Contrast that now with making a living. Contrast it with making a living. You are unhappy doing what you're doing. You feel stuck. You feel stuck with in the environment you are. You feel stuck with the people you have to work with. You're stuck with the time limitations. You're stuck with the amount of money you have because you never have enough money. Money always runs out before month finishes. So guess what law of attraction gives it to you? More expenses, more bills, because guess what you're focusing? The whole month you're working in that job. You're making that living to pay those bills. So what will law of attraction give to you? More bills. Do you see how powerful this is? I mean, this blows me away. When I had the aha moment about this, it blew me away, because I don't think anybody else says this. And I blatantly say to people, and I know I wind up the wrong way, when I say it's much easier to make $1 million than it is to make a living. Because think about it. Imagine doing that bloody job, excuse my language, for the next 10, 15, 20, 50 years, right? And you get stuck. And even if you started up being really passionate about being a doctor, being really passionate about being a lawyer, being really passionate about being a teacher, guess what will happen? After a few years, it becomes a job. It becomes a job, right? And you end up doing the job just to pay the bills. And guess what happens then? You are just paying bills and you are just thinking about the bills. And by law of attraction, the very premises of law of attraction is it'll give you what you focus on. So if that's what you're focusing on, making more bills, having bills, guess what? You get more bills. Okay, see my point? Now, how to get out of it, the strategies of how to getting out of this, okay? So I'm not going to say that you should all go and quit your jobs tomorrow, and if you have a 9 to 5 and quit 9 to 5 and start running a business. I am not saying that, and I'll tell you why. People have done this in the past. Hi, Besem. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Linda. So those people who actually have done this in the past, excuse me, I'm gonna have some water. People who've done this, unfortunately, have fallen, have had the opposite effect. So they've used the law of attraction in the opposite direction. I'll tell you why. So when you go and when you're used to a certain amount of income, okay, so you have the certain, because the bills don't change for the time being, okay, so you have a certain amount of bills and you have a 9 to 5 and you have those bills being met by that 9 to 5, okay. Now if you don't have an income source before you quit your job, okay, keep this in mind before you quit the job. So if you don't have an income source already before you quit the job and you think, okay, I'm going to put all my focus onto this business, I'm going to do this business and that's it. What will happen is when you don't have the regular money coming in, those bills still have to be met. They still have to be paid, right? So what will happen? You'll end up getting more stressed, more worried, and you'll focus on, guess what? Lack and limitation. You focus on the lack of money because you don't have money coming in now. And by default, the law of attraction has to give you what? More of lack and limitations. Do you see why your business is not taking off? The reason why is not because you're not talented. It's not because you don't have the resources. It's not because the law of attraction is against you. It's because you are you're not doing things systematically. If you are used to a certain amount of income, on a regular income, you have to maintain that until you can replace it with your business. That is why most people will tell you, and including myself, will tell you, yes, you can make millions, but you have to take one step at a time, okay? The first step, so my strategy for this, for those of you who are listening now, and who I can tell me, it's not rocket science. It's very simple, straightforward thing. What you'll do is you actually replace your income first, okay? Hi, Fiona, my lovely. Hi, Maya. The first thing to do is actually think about, so the very first step is, if you don't know what you want to monetize, if you don't know what your business is, the very first step is to, after this live, I'm going to write down everything that you're good at. Okay, write down absolutely everything you're absolutely good at. So it could be whatever you are, and just don't think how you're gonna want how you make money from it. Just write down everything that you love doing, and you would do it even if no one paid you. So, for example, if you won the lottery tomorrow, what would you sit and do? Okay, what would you sit and do? Now, I did this, by the way, I did this exercise myself, and I remember doing this, and I remember thinking, I already knew the fact that I did this exercise before I actually became a money mindset expert, believe it or not. So I did it about 4 or 5 years ago. I remember thinking, if nobody even paid me, if I had $1 million and nobody paid me, and I didn't have to worry about money and whatever else, what would I do? I would tell people about personal development. I would help change people's minds. Okay, you don't have to pay me, and I can do this forever. People, my friends and families already know this. I'm the one who can talk till cows come home. So, all night long about personal development, about mindset and so forth, and especially about money. I'm so passionate about money. So nobody had to pay me for it. I could do it all night long. Seriously. Okay, I realized this before I got into money mindset, into personal development, into changing people's mindsets. Okay, so this is essential. So write down everything that you're good at. So working hard to get out of hole, that going to draw, and yes, absolutely, Lois, it is, and that's what Lois is one of my my bootcamp clients. So Lois, we're gonna have a chat about this. Absolutely, honey. The more you focus on your debt and on the hole you're in, the more you're gonna get trapped into this. Absolutely. And Linda says, whenever I worry about money, I get reasons to worry. Exactly, because energy flows if focus goes. If you're focusing on lack and limitation, law of attraction will have to give you more of the same thing. Okay, simple as that. It cannot be anything else. So coming back to my example, so I wrote this 4 or 5 years ago. I remember telling my husband at the time, saying, I want to become a public speaker. I want to become an international public speaker, and I want to be speaking on international stages, and I want to be teaching people about my money mindset, especially. I remember saying this to him 5 years ago. And lo and behold, 2 years ago, I started my business, and now I'm doing it, and I'm living my dream. Okay, and I make more money now than I would in my corporate job. Make sense? Okay, it doesn't have to take years, but it does take some time. It takes some planning. And with me, it became, it was just the thing. But I'm giving you the easiest. I did the hard way, but I'm giving you the easiest steps for it. So the first thing is write down everything you're good at, everything that you would actually do without being paid. That's the first step. Second step. Then I want you to spend a week saying, okay, how can I monetize this? Can I mastermind someone? Go and speak to someone, mastermind with a friend or something. How can you monetize those talents? Every talent can be monetized, by the way. Every talent can. So work out how can you monetize that? How can you do that? So that's the best thing to do it. Another one is if you're really passionate about property, if you're passionate about investing, go and do those. I mean, those are great tools and avenues to make money from, okay? But don't quit your 9 to 5. So what will happen for a short term? Now, this is a kicker, which most people are not willing to do. Short term, you'll be working harder than those who do 9 to 5. Let me repeat that. For short term, for maybe a year or maximum 2 years, it won't be longer than that, a year or 2 years, you'll be working harder than the average person who's doing 9 to 5, because you'll be doing two things. You'll be setting up your business on the side, and you'll be doing your 9 to 5. Okay, if you can somehow negotiate the hours and take, you maybe do 4 hours a week or something like that, that's, I don't know how you can do it. If you can, if it works for you, great. But otherwise, if you stick into 9 to 5, if you stick to basis, you can do your 9 to 5 and set up a business on the side, to build it up slowly over the year or 2 years. What will happen is you will start having, if you don't have to stress about money, because money's still coming from your job anyway, okay? If you're just building a business, guess what will start happening? Because you'll start tapping into this inner power, this inner passion of yours for whatever you do, and you'll start, using the law of attraction to get clients and build your business, and you'll end up bringing money in a lot faster than you realize. And once you've hit a particular goal, so for example, I always say have savings, so 6 months savings or a year savings in your bank account. That's something else. I'm not going to talk about savings today. That's another training for another day. And also, so savings in your bank account for 6 months to 12 months of expenses in your savings account, which you don't touch. That should be in your bank account before you leave your job, so you don't end up focusing on lack of limitation. You won't have to tap into it, but it's there to keep your energy aligned with having money and the fact that you have money. Okay, that's the reason why you have that. And secondly, you will actually only leave your job. Only leave your 9 to 5 once you have consistently made 3 months, made more money in your business than you have in your job. Okay, that's my tip, and that's what I'm gonna tell you to do. And that's my advice to you: do not leave your 9 to 5 until you made at least 3 months consistently more in your business than you have in your job. And it doesn't take that long. Seriously, if you adopt this principle, the law of attraction will work with you, not against you, and will bring the prosperity to you. Make sense? Make sense? It's not rocket science, guys. It's not rocket science. And now, energetically, what will happen? Energetically, instead of quitting your job and you're going into lack of limitation, now what will happen is energetically you'll be more motivated. Guess what? You're going to the motivation now, so you'll be motivated. Okay, if I want to leave my job in 1 year's time, I need to be earning X amount of money for my business. Okay, great, that's fine. And that's it. Okay, and what am I good at now? What can I do it? And when you actually do what you love, okay, I can sit here and actually talk to you guys all night long. I won't do that because I don't want to bore you to death, but I can do that. It's not work for me. I love talking. I love especially giving these concepts. That's why I do these weekly lives, because I'm so passionate about it. Oh, by the way, I haven't even said this. Guys, if you if you are getting value from this, please share this video, because I think as many people as possible should be getting value from it. So I'm not selling anything at the end of it. I'm not giving anything. It's completely pure content. If you're getting value from this video, please do share this. And if you are, it's a bit late now. I should have asked for #live. And if you're watching this in replay, please do put #replay, so I know you watched it on replay. But otherwise, and if you have comments in questions in the replay, please leave in the questions, and I will come back and answer them for you as well. Coming back to this. So where was I? Yeah, so I can do this all night long. That's how passionate I am about money mindset, about psychology, and about teaching people and making people's lives better, okay? So for that reason, I love what I do. And because I love what I do, I'm happy doing it. I'm actually happy doing it. And then guess what that is? Energetically, because I'm happy doing what I do, I'm in higher vibration. And guess what happens when you're in high vibration? You bring in abundance, because I'm now aligned with the energy of money and abundance, right? Honestly, it's not rocket science. It's not that difficult. It's just having a mindset around it. I love what I do, and then therefore I'm happy with doing what I'm doing, and therefore, guess what? I bring in more money, and that's why prosperity and money comes in. That's why in my business it's growing. It's literally my business is growing exponentially, because I'm more happy. Every time I get more money, I'm even more happier. Every time I get more money, I'm even more happier. It just works like this. It carries on growing. Make sense? So that is my my strategies for you guys. Okay, so there we are. Now I'm going to leave you on this point. Okay, when you're passionate about what you do, when you love what you do, and this is the thing, this is coming back to the reason why it's easier to make $1 million than it is to make $1 million, because when you work and you love what you do, it's never work. Okay, you can do 20 hours. I've done 20 hours a week in the past, by the way. So I'm not saying that this is you're not going to have to work for it. It's going to be, it's not going to require effort from you, from your part, but it's not going to be hard. When I've done 20-hour week, that 20 hours has meant to be around my children, around my business and my home. I love doing things for my kids. I love doing things for my business, and therefore I've been tired, but I haven't hated what I've done. I've been tired, but it's not been hard work. Do you see the difference? Do you see the distinction? It's not hard work for me. It's just tiring. I just needed more time. I need to get more help, and therefore that at one point it pushed me to go and get VAs. So now I do have. Hi Shaz. So hi Lenore. Oh, Lenore says I agree. Thank you, Linda. Yeah, absolutely. So do I. So. It meant that it pushed me. When I was working when I got really tired, it made me realize, okay, I need to get some help because my business is growing too fast. I need to have a team. So I do have a team now. I have somebody who designs my graphics. I have a couple of VAs to do my other work for me, and I need to build a team. Okay, so that's fine. But it wasn't like, oh my God, I'm so stressed. It wasn't stressed like that. It wasn't hard work. So I always share this comment, and I know people always smile, but some people think it's funny. I'm not being funny when I say this. If you love what you do, if you have a passion for what you do, you never have to work a day in your life. Okay? Because remember, what is work? We have mentally aligned work with hard thing and getting a job and being at work and not being happy and whatever. I don't feel what I do is work. I love what I do. When I get on the call with my clients, I'm enjoying my time with them. My clients all my clients make a comment. It's like talking to a friend. When they talk to me, it's like talking to a friend. And that's the beauty of it. They are my friends. A lot of my closest friends now have been, it's like, oh, Sabine's there. So Sabine's one of them. So I'm very good, very good friends with her. And Sabine has now gone to become we're actually collaborating on point. We're actually doing a live event on a yacht here in London, in Docklands. Next month. So she's ended up becoming, from client to become a business associate, and we're actually working together. So that's how it is, because I love working with the people I work with. And when you love what you do and you love who you're working with, guess what? You're in this really high vibrational energy and this really grateful energy, and the universe has to give you more of it, which is love and abundance and prosperity. Make sense? Do you now understand why it's easier to make $1 million than it is to make a living long term, by the way? I want you to understand this. Short term, you'll have to put in the time and the effort, okay? So you will have to put in the time and the effort. If you are still sticking to 9 to 5, then you have to put in the extra time and effort, which is even evening weekends. But then again, there's an old saying, millionaires and entrepreneurs are willing to put in the hours and do short term, which most people will not do. Therefore, they can live a life long term, which most people cannot do. Okay, and that's the thing with me as well. I'm willing to put in the time and effort now, which most people are not able to do, which are not willing to do. Therefore, I will live a lifestyle tomorrow, which most people cannot do, because I've put the effort in now. Make sense? So living, if you're making a living, you're gonna have to work for the rest of your life. Pretty much is 9 to 5 is until you're 65, and then you get off on a pension. Seriously, and how much is that? Not much. If you're making millions, you're putting the time and the effort, doing what you love doing, and actually enjoy what you're doing. So it's just the destination. Not making the $1 million is great. It's actually the journey also. I love every day. I get up in the morning. I'm like, oh my God, who am I talking to today? And then when I do these Sunday lives, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It's not hard work. And therefore, when I enjoy what I do, I can do this every day, right? So I'm enjoying the journey as much as looking forward to getting to the destination. Do you see how powerful that is? It doesn't matter if I get to the $1 million by December or by next summer. I know I'm getting there. I know it's coming. But it's the journey which is awesome all the way, because I'm just enjoying the journey and the growth that comes as you build your business, as you are working towards $1 million. Because guess what? If you're making a living, you have a certain mindset. There'll be certain growth. If you want to make $1 million, you have no choice but to grow. You will have to grow. You will have to grow. You will come across obstacles and objections and people which will throw you off. And I guarantee you that, by the way, I guarantee you that. People will throw stones at you. People will put objections to you. Things will come your way, and curveballs will be thrown at you. And sometimes, quite surprisingly, the recent things that happened to me were quite surprising, really surprising, really, really surprising. So he says, I'm totally with you. Oh, awesome, Sabine, awesome. Okay, so people would do things for you. I mentioned this before. This mentor of mine, which I really loved and looked up to, she really threw me off, and I think I was less upset with her behavior, more with the fact that I've lost her, because I really, really loved her and I looked up to her. Anyway, the point being, she did it for no reason. There was no reason for her to behave that way, and she continues to do that. I had to learn, forgive and bless and move on, but it was I'm not going to deny it. I was very hurt by it, but it allowed me to grow. It made me realize it's time to grow up. It's time to grow. You've outgrown this mentor. It's time to go and find another mentor. And I have. By the way, I advocate all the time. As you're growing, you need to find somebody else who's got there where you all need to get to. So I've now got another mentor who actually is where I want to get to, and therefore I'm growing with him. And by the way, Sabine and I, we're both in the same. I think we're both getting the same entry from the same business coach. But anyway, I do advocate. I am a business coach. I'm a money mindset coach. So when I'm getting people coaching, I'm also receiving coaching. So if I'm not willing to invest in myself, how can I get my clients to invest in me? Simple as that. Okay. So I invest in my learning. I invest in my teaching, and I invest in my mentors. So I do have a coach. I do have a business coach who's helping me to grow, get to the multiple seven figures and multiple seven figures, and that's great. But anyway, that experience of mine with that particular old mentor made me realize I had outgrown her. I needed to get another one, and I have. Okay, so that will happen. People, this will happen. This is where your growth comes. But you bless them and you move on, and you just know what, I'm doing well. And has my business suffered from it? No. It's actually grown because I had to grow for me to let go of that, and my business grew with me. Your business will grow with you because growth will come. And guess what? And this will all mean you'll meet these 6 human needs. Seriously, these 6 human needs. And guess what? When you meet your 6 human needs, you are a happy person. You will be happy, because without you, there's something lacking. When you meet all of those needs, you will be happy. And guess what? So now let's get this right. You are growing, you're meeting all your human needs, and you're making $1 million. Compare that to having a 9 to 5 and just making a living. See the difference? Now do you understand why it's easier to make $1 million than it is to make a living? I hope you do. Any questions before I ramp this up? Any questions? Yay! Any questions at all? Any questions, my love? By the way, the training for today was going to be monetize your passion to make millions and to live your dreams. It's going to be in the Magnanimous Money Mindset group, which is a free group. Hop on there, and we're going to be going live at 9:30 in about 15 minutes from now. Actually, no, about 13 minutes from now. So if you have any questions for today, that's fine. Let me know now, or just leave in the comments if you're watching this replay, and I will come back and answer for you. And also, if you can do me a favor, please, if you got any value from this at all, if you think this is what I've taught is worthwhile knowing, please do share this video, because I think everybody needs to have this awareness at least, and be able to understand the fact that they don't have to grind and live in the 9 to 5. They actually can have a better future, better lives by actually thinking better for themselves. So that's the reason why. And it's exactly, I'm not selling anything. This is purely for my way of contributing to you guys and for my way to help you guys. So please do share this video and leave me any comments and let me know if I can help you in any shape or form whatsoever. I'm always here to serve you. Anyway, for those of you in the MMM group, in the Magnanimous Money Mindset group, I'll see you in a bit. And unless I have any questions, I'm going to wrap this up and say goodbye for now. Oh, Fiona says, thank you. I wondered if I should get a regular job. You just confirmed. Fiona, I'm going to say what you need to do is work out how can you provide yourself, okay? So this is a great question, actually. Before I wrap this, I'm going to answer this question for Fiona. Fiona, what I want you to do is you need to have an income coming in which will cover your regular your regular income. Okay, so your regular expenses. So you need to have an income source which covers it. Otherwise, the stress of thinking about money and not having the money to pay the bills would do you disservice. You will not be able to manifest the kind of business, the kind of work that you want to be able to build a business. So I would say absolutely. First things first, you need to make sure your basic needs are met, which means if it means getting a part-time job. By the way, I was a lawyer, because I am a lawyer, and at one point in time, I was thinking of getting a part-time job, which was as a teaching assistant. Nothing to do with being a lawyer. All I wanted was to make a little bit of income to make sure my expenses are made. Remember, this is when I first separated from my children's father, and I didn't have any form of income, and I didn't want to go back to law because law required too much time. So I thought, okay, let me get a job which pays for my little bit expenses, which gives me enough time to be able to build my business. So you don't have to get a job which is up to your education needs or whatever, which requires too much time, because I'm a corporate lawyer. If I went and got a corporate job, it would require me to do at least 60 or 70 hours, which is crazy. So therefore I was looking at becoming a teaching assistant. Do you see, Fiona? So Fiona, my advice to you would be get something, at least have income coming in which covers your basic needs, because if not, that will take over. Remember your food, shelter, whatever, that's important. That will take over and it will do you more harm. And then you'll use law of attraction against you, which means you'll get more and more stressed out and you'll get more and more troubled and you'll be really panicking and you'll struggle building a business and income. So that's my advice to you, my lovely. Oh, thank you, Rola. I love you too, my lovely. Thank you so much, Seha. Okay, that's exactly what's happening. Fiona, okay, so Fiona, definitely, my lovely. My advice to you would be get a job, not necessarily a one which justifies your educational needs, because that requires a lot of time. Okay, so get a job which pays for your basic needs, and you can reduce your basic needs to just paying the rent or paying the mortgage. Cut out all luxury things you're doing at the moment, so you don't have to work that hard. So you can do basic hours and do enough hours and get enough monthly income to be able to cover your basic expenses. Once they are met, the rest of the time should be dedicated to building a business. Okay, it should be so your weekends and evenings, whatever. And if you don't have a social life for the next year, honestly, to hell with it. My social life since last year has been zero. Literally zero. I hardly go out, and I spend all my time either with my children or doing things for my kids or on my business. But you know what? I'm happy doing that because I know once my business is taken up to, because my business on 6, I want to take it to multi-6 figures and 7 figures. For me to get there, I have to put the hours in at the moment, and I'm happy doing it. Okay, so you have to sacrifice a little bit here and there, which is maybe your social life and whatever. Fine. Do with it, okay? Do it, because the rewards afterwards will be plenty. And remember, if you do something you love, you'll be happy doing it anyway. Make sense? You'll be happy doing what you love, and it's not that much. It's not encumbersome. Then it's actually good for you, and you're happy doing it. So that's exactly what our advice would be. Have an income source at some level. Look, I don't have a social life. I don't have any social life at the moment either, my lovely. So what can I say? But I'm happy. I'm actually very happy the way I am. Because believe it or not, I'm actually an introvert. I like my home. I like being in my home. Honestly, for me, paradise is me on a beach and with a book, or me in a garden in a book, or me in a park in a book. That's me. Believe it or not, as much of an extrovert, I seem like an extrovert. I like being social bunny. I like talking to people. I love my privacy. I love me time. I love just reading a book. Honestly, that's me in heaven. Anyway, so I hope that helped you, Fiona. I hope you will understand what I was trying to get at. But anyway, for everybody else, if you have any questions, leave it in the comments and I will get back to you. Once again, if you got a value from this, please do share this video out so we can get as many eyeballs on this as much as possible and as much awareness on this topic as much as possible. And anyway, and for those of you in the MMM group, I'll pop over there and do a clearing on this, on monetizing your passions to make millions, to live your dreams. And for those of you who are not, I will see you all next week, same time, same place, here at 8:30 UK time next week, next Sunday. Until then, bye for now and God bless.